wakeupcalldt.com, your one-stop sports shop, and on mixlr.com/wakeupcalldt. Proud to be here with you every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, here where sports meets that thing called life. And always happy to be here with you inside of the Cafe Kubal studios. So thank you for your patience here as we get set and ready to go here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, once again where sports meets life. Cafe Kubal giving you opportunities to connect with them all throughout central and upstate New York on 3501 James Street, 324 West Water Street, and 401 South Salina Street, all in Syracuse, New York, inside of Galisanos Children's Hospital in downtown Syracuse, and of course on 343 Fayette Street in Manlius, New York, in their giant behemoth of a brown stripe building with an expanded parking lot and a double-decker cafe right there for you in that brown striped building, welcoming you. I call it the Welcome Center of Manlius, so you can find it there. And of course their drive-through location on the corner of Route 11 and Taft Road at Sweetheart Corners in North Syracuse. So make sure you head out there today and fill your cup up right with some Cafe Kubal. I love the chais. That's my thing. That's my go-to, be it mint or brown sugar, honey, pumpkin. I'm throwing their spices, their syrups, their flavors made here in-house in central and upstate New York. I'm utilizing all of that. So make sure you head out to Cafe Kubal today and fill your cup up right. With that being stated, inside of monpazpopcorn.com is what's popping. We have a jam-packed show set for you today. As you know, every Friday for TGIF, we have a trio of signature segments we do, and those are the Annoying Moment of the Week, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt, Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver, presented by Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay. Our prayers and our hopes, as always, and well wishes to Jimmer. By the grace of God, may he heal completely and for good, and no matter what, Lord, through you. And may Jimmer and his loved ones handle well whatever comes their way. And same prayer goes for us all for healing and handling well whatever comes our way. Today's broadcast with Lead, presented by Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, will feature my sis Juanita Ward and I discussing the case of lost identity. We said we were going to talk about it last week because our conversation was leading into that, the why not an eye for an eye, and the conversation led into that we live in a world right now which in many ways has lost its identity. So we're going to be discussing what that means and what to do about that, hence why I'm wearing the shirt, Are You Human? So we'll talk about that. Then we'll jump into the top dog of the week, proudly presented by K9 Camp Dog Daycare and K9 Kampground Dog Boarding. And the top dog of the week will celebrate Marywood Giving Day. I'll let you know how many people donated, how much money was raised, and of course, we'll give a thanks to you for all the amazing things you did to be a part of it. And then we'll round out today's show. Typically, we have Pacer Pride, but we're going to be bringing it to you on Monday, April 4th, because we have an exclusive first interview with the newest hire to athletics at Marywood with Matt Ginto, the new Marywood men's soccer head coach. And he is traveling, recruiting right now, so we're going to get him on Monday. That's why you're not seeing the Pacer Pride here today. It will be here for you on Monday, April 4th, and I appreciate you ad-libbing with us as we had to ad-lib with Matt's schedule to make sure that we had a proper sit-down with him this coming Monday. The Syracuse Football Pro Day will be here to round out today's show around 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. I was on site on location for Pro Day at the Ensley Center at Syracuse University, and so you and I will be looking at some footage that I took of Kingsley Jonathan, as well as McKinley Williams, Cody Roscoe, Abdul Adams, and Aaron Service. So we'll have the opportunity to showcase all of that, and then you'll get to see my discussion with Kingsley Jonathan as well today as they get set, along with Josh Black, for the upcoming NFL Draft. So a lot of great stuff coming up here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets that thing called life. And like I said, a jam-packed show. Find us on the socials. Facebook at Wake Up Call DT, click like. Twitter and Instagram, click follow. Twitter, it's weird to say follow. You know, I'm a man of God, so when I don't feel like, I don't want to call it followers, you know, supporters maybe, you know, hey, a little support button. So you can follow, because that's what it says, on Twitter at CallDT and on Instagram at WakeUpCall_DT. And once again, happy to have you here every week inside of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets life, on youtube.com, facebook.com, and mixlr.com, all / Wake Up Call DT. And you can also find us on wakeupcalldt.com's homepage, and of course on our supplemental Facebook channel, facebook.com / live now DT. So however you're connecting with Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, we thank you very much for all of your support. So with that being said, we're going to hop into the first portion of today's show, which is the Annoying Moment of the Week, which is the longest standing segment on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. We've had it for 11 years now, at least. And so the Annoying Moment of the Week comes to you right now, presented by Carvel DeWitt. It is what happy tastes like on 4322 East Genesee Street in DeWitt, New York. I always have fun bringing you the Annoying Moment of the Week.
Dan Tortora proudly brings you...
Is that for real? Are you kidding me?
The Annoying Moment of the Week.
I'm really honest. I don't know how to respond to this.
Presented by Carvel DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street. It's what happy tastes like.
You have to be that crazy. I guess so.
The Annoying Moment of the Week, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt, here for you today. My Annoying Moment of the Week has to go to the 60 car pileup that happened on Interstate 81. Now, obviously, weather plays a factor. It's heartbreaking that... Now, here's the thing. Have I been in situations before where I've had to drive through fog, or I've had to... Multiple times, actually, on 81... I had to drive through fog. I had to drive through fog on Long Island. I had to, and I'm sure there was other times with wintry weather. Yeah, there was other times on 81 where I couldn't really see. You know, I mean, to see these cars going as fast as they were, that to me was an issue, right? Like, you're driving, and now it's a situation of were they driving and they saw everything clearly and then they saw nothing, like out of nowhere, like Stephen King's The Mist? Was it like that, where like out of nowhere here's you know, here's this white fog? Or did they see it in the distance and just keep booking it? Because, you know, nowadays, and I'm guilty of this too, you know, we see bad weather, we see traffic starting to get close, and we're, you know, start to slow down, and we want to speed up, we want to keep going, and we might slow down, you know, later than we should. And so my question is, were these drivers driving at a point where they saw everything and then they saw nothing? Or did they see it coming and say, whatever, we'll be fine? Because to drive, and I've done this before, to be on 81 and to drive into fog, there were times, many times, numerous times, recent times, where I could see nothing. The car in front of me would go and their lights were gone within 2 seconds. You said 1 Mississippi, 2, maybe you didn't even get to 2 Mississippi, that car was gone. So, you know, to drive into that, driving as fast as some of those cars were going, crazy. My Annoying Moment of the Week are the people filming. Not everybody, because I'm sure some people were filming to try to help. But I saw one of the videos, and it's this person going back and forth going, yo, this car's on fire. Whoa, what am I going to do? That's my caddy. What am I going to do with my caddy? It's like, dude, there's people all over the road right now, sitting in their cars, shaken up. Go and help somebody. We live in a world where, yo, that person's on fire. They're going to die. Get a Snapchat. Snapchatting with the dead victim. Snapchatting with the fire. No. Go and grab the person out of the car, you no mind. That's where I get extremely upset. Watching that video, the crash was horrible. Unbelievable, right? Because of how bad it was. But to know that there's people running back and forth, watching with their phones, reporting on the scene instead of helping. And I believe that I saw someone in their car, right? So as this person turns the camera, there's someone, I thought I saw somebody in the car, and then the car gets slammed into while the person's in the car while this person's filming. This person could have gone out there, could have helped. Now, I understand, with everything going on, you don't want to run out there and do this, that, and the other thing. I could not just stand there and do this the whole time. I could not just do that. Hey everybody, it's DT on your TikTok. What up, what up? So there's a car crash behind me. People are dying. They need my help, but I'm trying to get likes, followers, and clicks. Shout out to me and tell me what you think about this and how many people you think you're gonna die. Oh, look at them hearts. Them hearts is going. Yeah. Like, no, stop. Just stop. It's not about that. Okay? It's not about that. And it's so frustrating to me. It's so frustrating to me that I'm watching this video and I'm like, okay, somebody got an account. People always get an account of what happened, right? Everybody's, I got it on Insta, got it on TikTok. Ooh, YouTube live streaming, Facebook, what's up? And it's like, if I was there, I would be, are you okay? Are you okay? If I had my phone out, it would be to call 911. I wouldn't be out there filming the death of people. Yo, check it out. This person's in the car and the car's on fire. And it's like, wow, that's on fire. And then the person's like worried about their car. What am I going to do about my car? That's a nice car. Oh my gosh, my car. Me. While these people need your help. Okay? The cars that are off on the side of the road, check with them. And you can't even say that this person didn't do that because they didn't feel safe. Because they were right up against the road filming everything. So if you're going to put yourself in a place where you could die filming, well, then if you're going to put yourself in the face of death just to film a video and try to get it out there to everybody, if you're willing to risk your life for a video, risk your life for a bat, and your likes up, and your tweets up, and your TikTok going, then why don't you take that energy and that apparently fearlessness in the face of death and utilize it to go and help somebody? That's all I could say to my girlfriend when I was watching the video. That's all I could say. As I was like, this is terrible, and who is this idiot that's filming this right now? It's just, and I'm sorry for saying idiot. I apologize. Shouldn't call names. It's frustrating for me to see that. It is. And it's annoying because I'm thinking in my head, there are people right now in these vehicles that have been hit that maybe they, if you had gotten them out of there and they didn't get hit again, maybe they would have lived. Maybe they wouldn't have, and again, I don't know everything. I don't know the injuries that happen to these people. So I'm just giving an example here, but if you go and you try and help somebody, you could save them from dying. You could save them from being paralyzed. You can save them from neck pain. You can save them from back pain. You can save them from having to have a limb amputated. You can save them from a concussion. Like, there's so many things you could have done as opposed to filming the video. Okay? Somebody was going to get it out there, right? Eventually, somebody was going to show up. Somebody was going to call the cops. Somebody was going to ask for help. And eventually, there was going to be someone there to, give an account of what's going on. And I just was appalled by the fact that, yes, we live in a society where people are all about the news, and showcasing the news, and oh my God, the news, and everybody's a reporter, right? Everybody's a reporter. Not true. Not true. Okay? Can some of y'all do it without schooling and have natural raw talent? I'm sure you can. But not everybody on Twitter is a reporter, because God help us all if that was the case. God help us all if that was the case. That's like everybody saying they're a pilot. Then I ain't getting on the plane. If everybody's a pilot, I'm good. Small percentage of people I trust to not crash into mountains, thank you. So, but it is. I mean, it was so a sign of the times, right? That we would rather get the story than help the person, Do we live in a time where we're going to film a burning building and see the baby in there and go, yo, there's a baby! There's a baby! Look at the baby! Oh my God, there's a baby! Get the close-up! Get the zoom shot! Yo, get the baby over my shoulder! Hey, it's me, DT, tweeting with the baby. Like, is that where we live now? That we would rather film a burning building than run into it and help? Is that the world we live in today? That we would rather tweet about it, TikTok about it, Facebook about it, Instagram about it, Snap about it, than do something about it? Let me tell you something. Am I proud of the people that support the show on social media? Yeah. Of the majority of the people that support my show on social media, how many of those people will I ever eat dinner with? Right? There's some of them that I do. Shout out to Greg, what's up? There's some of them that I do. But the overwhelming majority of them, I'll never see them. Right? So it's a false sense. For some people, it's like they need the social media in order to tell them who they are and to justify what they're doing, right? And they all want the story. And this is going to lead perfectly into Lost Identity in Lead with Juanita Ward in a second. But that's my annoying moment of the week. I was saddened by the crash and disappointed by the actions of some who felt the need to film it rather than to help anyone. Dude, I'm happy you got out of your car, and I'm happy that you were healthy and safe enough to stand, talk, and film a video. But while you were doing that, people were dying, crashing, hurting, and potentially screaming for help. So if you're more jazzed by getting the screams on your video so that you can get likes, let me tell you something. Today, it's a different story. So that person's life that you refused to help because you needed to film it just so you can get likes and get followers and get your whatever TikTok up. Today, it's a different story. Okay? I put a Coke Zero in the microwave because it was frozen, and I wanted to see if I could thaw it out without losing the carbonation, and I put it on TikTok, and it got more views than my positive words of aid to those that needed a pick-me-up. It got over 4,000 views. Okay? What is this world coming to? What is this world coming to? Okay? How do you stand there and do nothing but film when somebody needed your help? You're not going to save somebody's life filming about it. And you might have gotten popular on whatever social media you were on, but today it's on to the next story. So you have to continuously find people dying and continuously find car crashes in order to stay relevant in society. So, and that's been the media forever though, right? The media lives on sensationalization. The media lives on bad information. The media lives on negativity, bad stories, right? An elephant's born at the zoo. Ooh, we got 100 people. The elephant dies at the zoo. Ooh, 1 million people. You know, why do people love bad, negative, sad information? That's not what this show is about. Well, Dan, you know, you need to get edgier. You need to do more things, sensationalize, and you'll get like millions of people. No. How about I tell the truth? How about I care about people? How about I share people's stories and I do the best I can to bring people together and make this world a better place? And if that gets me 1,000 people to your 1,000,000 people that are filming car crashes, I'll take it. Why? Because I could never forgive myself if I filmed a car crash without trying to help anybody. But that's me. That's me. This has been Sunday coming. I'm excited. I want to, do the Austin Powers. Have the Sunday there and go, right. No, you're gorgeous. Stop it. All right, go again. You know what I mean? Like, I want to have some fun. I know that was, Austin Powers and also somebody else. I'm not sure who it was, but, I love it. Stop! So, but, we're going to be doing a photo shoot today with our new Sunday, and I'm really excited about it. So we'll make sure we share that with you on our social media. And, if I'm doing a photo shoot and somebody's in a burning building, I'm going to stop the photo shoot and go help that person, because that's what we do. So Facebook at Wake Up Call DT, Twitter at Call DT, and Instagram at wakeupcall_DT. You can see the photo shoot today. And this has been your Annoying Moment of the Week, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt on 4320. And I speak on the topic of lost identity, which goes and coincides perfectly with what I'm talking about here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. So that'll be coming up right after this fast break, where sports meets life inside of the Cafe Kubal studios. Thank you so much for being with us on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora.
Carvel DeWitt, it's what happy tastes like. Do you know why? Because we make ice cream. Creamy, rich, flavorful ice cream. Not yogurt or iced milk like some of our competitors. Ice cream. Fresh, by hand, daily. For the calorie conscious, we have something new for you. Our new Carvelite. Same great flavor, creaminess, and texture of our regular ice cream with only 35 calories an ounce. So whether you want an ice cream cake, flying saucer, dasher, carvalanche, hard or soft ice cream, we will satisfy your craving with our fresh, handmade regular or new Carvelite ice cream. Carvel DeWitt. It's what happy tastes like.
Cafe Kubal offers same-day local delivery of our products, offering no delivery charge for Onondaga County. Shop cafekubal.com for fresh roasted coffee beans, cold brew, travel mugs, and all your essential Cafe Kubal needs. Cafe Kubal, coffee for the soul.
The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is located on 3680 Milton Avenue in the Home Depot Plaza. It is your family-friendly sports bar and restaurant. Folks, some sports bars aren't family-friendly. Some family-friendly restaurants are not sports bars. The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is proud to be both. It is that marriage that you've been looking for years. The Wildcat Sports Pub is your home base for your sports bar and restaurant needs, games for the kids, indoor and outdoor activities, and enough things on the menu to come back every single week and get to try something new. They're open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to midnight. For reservations and party information, call 315-487-2222 for the Wildcat family-friendly sports pub and restaurant. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on wakeupcalldt.com, your one-stop sports shop, and on mixlr.com/wakeupcalldt, where sports meets that thing called life, hanging out with you inside of the Cafe Kubal studios. Cafe Kubal, 3501 James Street, 324 West Water Street, 401 South Salina Street, all in Syracuse, of course, inside of Golisano's Children's Hospital in downtown Syracuse, and at the corner of Route 11 and Taft Road at Sweetheart Corners in their drive-thru location, and on 343 Fayette Street in Manlius as well. Fill your cup up right today, and thank you for supporting local. With that being said, we're here hanging out with you inside of MonPosPopcorn.com's What's Poppin'. Next topic of today and every Friday, our second topic is always bringing you the LEAD piece, and very, very happy here with LEAD, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver. That is the acronym, and my co-host is my sister, Miss Juanita Ward. We are here today coming off of a conversation last week about why not doing an eye for an eye, and that led us into the case of lost identity. And then I was just talking in the Annoying Moment of the Week presented by Carvel DeWitt about the car crash up here on Interstate 81 and how some people cared more about filming the car crash than going out and helping people, which leads into the case of the case of lost identity of, what has this world become, where we would rather film an accident then do something about it. So it kind of leads perfectly into what we're talking about in the case of lost identity. But before we get into it, we got to bring in my sis, Miss Juanita Ward. How we doing?
Hey, Dan, how are you, man? First, I would like to say, my prayers go out to the people that was affected by the accident, and by no means are we having a segment that would have examples of that crash in it. So, I really appreciate you, Dan, for this show. But I must say that first of all, I pray that and I hope everybody is safe, and I hope everybody is doing the right thing when it comes to taking care of other people. And just to be clear, we're not making examples about that accident or anything along those lines. This is a show that we do separately from such things as that. So I appreciate what you're doing, Dan, and I appreciate being a part of the show and praying for that family.
Yeah, and looking at moments where, we talk about the case of lost identity, right? That we live in a world where people on social media especially, they're looking for an identity, right? They're looking for, who can I be? Who do you want me to be? And people will dress the way you want them to dress. They'll talk the way you want them to talk. They'll do the things you want them to do. Some people go on there and say, hey, do you want me to do this? Dare me to do that. Hey, I'll go do this for you, and challenge me to do that. And, I bring up the social media of filming something too, because it's, get my likes up. Tell me I'm a good person. Tell me I'm somebody. Tell me I matter. Tell me you like me. And, that leads into the case of lost identity in today's world. I was talking to my niece and my nephew. I have a bunch of nieces and nephews, but I was talking to my niece and my nephew, two of them here in New York, and it broke my heart in a way, the conversation. One of them believes in God, and the other one, who's younger, said to me, well, I don't know. There's something there, but I don't know what it is. And they were getting angry. They were getting upset, and I look at them and I look at their life and I say, okay, well, the family life isn't always as good. It's a kid whose family is going through some tumultuous times. So that can obviously play a factor. They're young, right? And they're experiencing tough things in life at a young age. But, I found myself having a conversation about God where I wasn't forcing God on anybody. I wasn't defending God. I was just kind of saying, hey, he's here. And you love me as your uncle. And you trust me. So let's talk about it. Just hear what I have to say, and I'll hear what you have to say. And it hurt. It hurt to hear, that we live in this world, and then they're talking about school and how, people are doing this and that and the other and changing their identity in school. They're wearing this in order to get, I don't know, likes or followers or whatever it is. And I'm thinking to myself, these kids are living in a world right now where everybody's telling them who to be. And we had that, Juanita, growing up, but I feel like it's so much worse now. And we said we were going to talk about this last week, and I cannot state how it's become more and more prevalent to me that we talk about the case of lost identity in the world we live in today.
Dan, lost identity, when I'm thinking about it, can be more than just an identity crisis. Lost identity can be more, being lost in money, status, being lost in, wanting to live a life that you're not. To sum it all up, lost identity is just losing your character. What are you? Who are you? What are you? Who are you? And what are you? So before you leave the house, you should know who you are so nobody else have to tell you who you are. When we talk about losing your character, when we talk, because, sometimes, right, like people would say, man, he jumped out of character. or he's not in character, or he's not acting like who he say he is. Yeah. Or he's not talking like who he say he is. He say he loved Jesus, but yet he's talking about something else for ratings, or yet he's acting like something else for this and for that. Oh, he's not acting like who he say he is or who I thought he was, right? So when you talk about lost identity, you're saying this person has jumped out of character. This person is not the person that they say that they are. Let's use a movie, for example. Okay? So we're watching Batman, all right? And Batman comes flying through the air, and he has on his cape. We know that Batman is Batman because we've been seeing so many series, so many movies on Batman and what Batman looks like. We know the characteristic of Batman. We know how Batman is going to come through. We know how Batman is going to knock out the bad person, right? We know Batman. But what happens when one movie, this will be series or movie Batman X6 or something, right? And what happens when this movie comes out and Batman now is Superman? But wait a minute, the title says Batman, but now Batman is acting like Superman. Wait a minute. How can Batman act like Superman when the title is Batman? All we've known was Batman was Batman. We knew what he had on. We knew how he acted. We knew where he lived. We knew his car. We knew his butler. We even knew that Batman had a best friend named Robin. Right? We know Batman. But what happens when the producer changes the character? That's what's happening in the world today. So many people are changing their character, they don't even know the fruit that they produce. And the fruit that we produce is a fruit that what we speak, what we say, how we dress, we become that character. So when you see someone and they have, let's say they have black hair, they've been having black hair their whole entire life, all of a sudden they come out with red hair, you're like, wait, huh? Wait, who are you? So when we talk about character and changing identity, that has to be taught in the house before we step outside the house. So we know who we are. So when we get around other people, the way other people are talking does not affect our identity, does not affect our mood, does not affect our mind, does not affect who we are. If you're in your house talking to yourself, motivating yourself, encouraging yourself, when you step outside in the real world, nobody else has to tell you who you are. It's just like when we were children, Dan, right? Growing up, our parents would teach us and tell us who we are. Yeah. Because they would say, you are a representation of me. You're a representation of this family. Most importantly, you are a representation of God. Yeah. The school should not have to teach the children who they are. The school should be teaching the children what to learn in life, like, ABCs, colors, circles, what shapes are this, what shapes is that. But when the school has to teach the children about living a lifestyle, or has to teach the children about things that inside the house that the parents or the guardians should be teaching, now you're having two different double minds going, because here's the reality. The school did not give birth to the child. Yeah. That mother gave birth, that father gave birth to that child. And then let's just say that they didn't make it, right? And let's say that child now is living with the guardian. It's that guardian's responsibility to help that child. Because now you're putting more work on the teacher. You're putting more work on other people to raise that child. Some people do the right thing. Some people don't. I often like to say it like this. You cannot play at Syracuse, but you live in Syracuse, go to practice at Syracuse, got a scholarship with Syracuse, but yet you practice with UConn, you practice with Georgetown, you practice with Louisville, you practice with West Virginia, but you come back and play in games at Syracuse under one head coach. You have to know what your coach is saying and what your coach is talking about. And here, God puts people around us to help continue to shape our identity in Christ. And that's the big thing. That's the reason why I love this segment. Lead, learn, evolve, ad-lib, and deliver. Because we understand our number one goal, our number one person, and that's the Lord Jesus Christ. And to understand the Lord Jesus Christ, we will always defend for Jesus Christ. We will always stand up for Jesus Christ. How do we do that? By our actions. Because our actions produce what our fruit is. Our actions should show what our fruit is. Our fruit should be love, joy, peace, goodness, kindness, long suffering. Our fruit should be greatness. Our fruit should be, self-control. Our fruit should be those things. And people should know us by our fruit. If they don't know you by your fruit, guess what they're going to say? You jumped out of character. If we're trying to produce something on social media for people to give us more ratings and give us more likes, why are you doing it? You're doing it so other people can see who you are. Just be who you are and let God's light shine through you so that the world can see what's on the inside of you, not what's on the outside of you. Because if the only thing that you keep showing is the outside, when people really get to know you, they may say, man, your inside is rotten.
Yeah.
Clean up the inside before you try to fix the outside. Because when you clean the inside up, you don't have little incidents where people have lost who they are. They don't know who they are. So the most important thing is every single time we have a show, it is our intention to help you get a glimpse, get a little bit closer to who you are in Christ Jesus.
Yeah, it's important. It's important to know who you are, and we've talked about it before. If you don't know who you are, somebody will tell you. And somebody else will tell you. And then somebody else will tell you. And then somebody else will tell you. And why would you ask somebody who doesn't know you who you are? Would you go into a supermarket, walk up to a cashier who's never seen you and go, "Excuse me, miss, who am I?" No, because she doesn't know. Would you go up to somebody at a gas station and say, "Pardon me, sir, who am I?" They don't know. But you do that on Twitter every day. You do that on Facebook every day, TikTok every day. And those outlets, to me, they were meant to bring us together, not to tell you who you are. But think about that. On social media, so many people seek to be told who they are. But in real life, you would never do that. Treat social media like it's a cafeteria. Would you walk into a cafeteria of a school you don't go to with students you don't know and teachers you don't know and go to every table and say, "Excuse me, can you tell me who I am?" No, because they don't know. So if you wouldn't do it in life, if you wouldn't do it at a gas station, if you wouldn't do it at a school, if you wouldn't do it at a grocery store, if you wouldn't do it at a mall, if you wouldn't do it at a game, then why are you doing it in the internet world? You're asking people from Texas, when you live in Idaho, to tell you who they are and they've never met you? You know how crazy I would look today if I went to the local gas station and I said, "Excuse me, can somebody tell me who I am?" They might call the cops. They might think I'm in distress, but they most certainly don't know who I am. They can't tell me what I'm about, how I talk, what I'm like usually. When you seek for strangers to tell you your identity will never be you. Why are we asking people to play God? God called you by name. You are His. Nobody else here knows exactly about you the way that God does. And to have a conversation with somebody I love dearly who doesn't know if they believe in God, it hit. Didn't change my faith in God. Didn't change it at all. If anything, I needed it, right? To make me more devout, to make me more proud, to make me more focused on the fact that I do believe. Because that's the thing, you think, well, if somebody challenges God, Dan, it probably shakes you, right? It probably shakes Juanita. No. We kind of, like when somebody attacks God, we want to go give God a hug. That's how I feel. And it's hard to see that, because I feel like I see some things, but I'm not in high school anymore. And to hear when my niece and my nephew are going through, like, I feel like I'm going to have to sit with them every day. I feel like I have to unteach things they're being taught. And I'm not saying by teachers. I'm saying by society. I feel like I got to sit down with them and go, this isn't normal, guys. Like, this is not where you go to look for this. This is not, you know, how you should be treated. Because some people believe what they know. And they don't seek to learn outside of what they know. And that causes a lot of prejudice when people are taught something that may not be true and it may not be good, and they don't seek to understand or to know if it is. This world in and of itself has lost its identity in caring more about the story than the people, caring more about the likes than the I like myself. I'm going to say that again. Caring more about your likes than whether or not you like yourself. Oh, I got 700 likes on this picture. What did I do wrong? I should have had 1,000. What, am I not desirable? Am I not sexy enough? Am I not pretty enough? Am I not smart enough? Am I not funny enough? I thought I told a good joke on TikTok, but I got 4,000 likes on the last one and I only got 2,100 on this one. So what did I do wrong? Those are conversations people are having. That constant need for acceptance. It's funny. I never felt truly accepted at my high school. And I graduated high school 19 years ago. What I find hilarious is some people need people to tell them who they are. And in high school, right, that happens a lot. 19 years later, I don't care what any of those people think of me because I know what God thinks of me. And I know what I think of myself. I know who I am. And Juanita, you talk about stepping out of character. If I went out and started swearing and yelling, people that know me would say, wow, that's out of character. If I went out there and I started picking on people, they would say, wow, Dan, that's out of character. If I attacked somebody verbally, personally, and just went after somebody and you're this and this and this, people go, wow, that's out of character. That's not what you do. Because they know who I am because they've been here. Seeking total strangers to tell you who you are is such a dangerous road. And why in the world we live in today are people so quick to say God doesn't exist and then ask everybody to tell them who they are, when the only person that can tell you that, the only being that can truly answer that question, is the only one who you won't call. It's the only one you won't ask for. It baffles me. One being holds the answer to your question, and you'd rather ask everybody else but him.
It's a process in this life that we have to go through to figure out different things. If some stuff isn't taught in the house, then it's up to the people that God has placed around them to just give nuggets. And we typically like to find different things that we like. Like when you go shopping, right? You look at the mannequin, or you ever heard about window shopping, right? Yeah. When you go shopping, you shop in the window and you're looking like, man, that's a good outfit. I think that'll look great on me. Ooh-wee, it look good on that mannequin. I think that'll look good. And I'm telling you, the person puts that outfit together just right. And the outfit is awesome. And then, you go in there and you go into the store and you say, oh, yeah, I want that outfit. I want the exact outfit that's on the mannequin, but just in my size. And then I'm going to go to the dressing room and try it on. Well, the person goes to the dressing room, tries the mannequin on, they come back out and they're like, man, this don't look like nothing that the mannequin had on. Wait, why does it look different on me? Wait, why does that not fit me like it fit the mannequin? And then here's where the manipulation of the mind come in. The person sees that the mannequin, that the outfit that's on the mannequin is now on that person. And the person asks the worker, how does this look on me? Well, the person has experience, has understanding this mannequin does not look too good on me. I don't really like it. And then they ask the person that works there, what do you think? What do you think? How do you think this look on me? And here's the moment where the person has to go, oh my gosh, I either need to say, yes, it looks good, or no, that don't look good, and possibly take a chance at losing the job. So I'm going to stick with either maybe in between, or I'm going to say it looks good. Well, the person identifies that this outfit does not look good on them. So the worker says, oh, it looks fabulous. It looks great. I mean, it looks really, really good on you. And now the person that has the clothes on is confused. And they're saying, wait, so you think that it looks good on me. I can feel that it don't look good on me. I can see that it doesn't look good on me because this is, I've chosen a style that's not really my style. And I like the style because I walked up on it and saw that style on someone else. And it looked like it could have went with me. But after I tried it on, I've come to the realization that that's not my style. That's not my identity. I need to go find something that feels good to me.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. The worker is there to sell you what's in their store. But you were there to buy what fits your style, what fits your personality. But if you go into a place trying to fit your personality, when inside of that place, their job is to sell to you. They don't really care because they don't really know you. But their job is to sell to you. That happens in the world today. The only thing when you look for other people to give you validation, it's their job, sometimes, not all the time, but it's their job to sell to you. Sometimes you find real friends. You find confidants, real friends that will be there for you and help you and tell you, hey, listen, that's not really your style. That's not really your identity. You know, keep doing the right thing. It's okay to have people in your circle that are not yes people.
Yeah.
It's okay to have people in your circle that will challenge you sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's okay to not have to live up to the height of someone else. I just want to encourage somebody today because there's so many things that we could talk about that's wrong. But when you ask people to give you 5 things that they need to change, they can name off 30, 50, 100. But when you ask them a simple question to give you 2 things that they need that they are proud of about themselves,
Yeah.
it takes them a little bit longer to answer. So I want to say this. The one thing about a true person's character should never change, and it's the fruit. Everyone is always watching somebody. Somebody is always watching somebody. Everybody is watching somebody. And the question that I have is, because you are being watched, what fruit do you produce? Because we have this show that we talk, what fruit are we producing through our words? How can people still identify our character through the words that we speak? See, our identification is not just in the way we dress. It's not just in, other material things. Our identification, too, can be in the way we speak. Obviously, you live in New York and I live in Mississippi. And even on this line, people should still be able to tell our identity. People should still be able to tell that, man, that woman in Mississippi, She is really true because every single time she gets on here and she speaks consistent, there's a consistency about the way that she flows. Man, that man in New York, in Syracuse, New York, he's speaking the same thing. He's consistent. He doesn't waver. He doesn't flop when he gets off of lead. He is the same way. He sticks to the topic. You're being watched all the time. So what should give more precedent is the fruit that you produce. How can people know you by your fruit? When you know someone by their fruit, you're saying, I know you by your identity. I know you by your character. Because you are consistent in who you are and who you serve and what you are. There is no confusion. God is not the author of confusion. He doesn't make anything to be confused. Nothing in this world should be confused because God doesn't make anything to be confused. You don't have to question if this is that or that is this. There is no confusion with God. He's not the author of confusion.
Yeah.
He gives specifics. He gives understanding. He orders your step. But you have to have a real relationship with him to know who you are. I want to speak to every young man. God has given you an ability to do something that's great. He's made you courageous. He's made you into the image that he has created you to be. And nobody should tell you who you are. The only person that can tell you who you are is the blood of Jesus Christ. Everybody else can tell you what they think you are. You're strong, you're powerful, you're courageous. You're a provider, you're a protector. You're loving, you're kind. Be the man that God has created you to be. Because your identity is not in other things. It's not in material things. It's not in money. It's not in the cars, the clothes. It's not in that. Your identity is in Christ. And when you know who you are in Christ, you'll understand your purpose. To every young woman that's out there, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're wonderful. God has given you a courageous heart, a mind of Christ, a pureness, a sweetness, a gentleness, a strong-willed in Christ, to have a backbone, to stand. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, and you're strong and courageous and mighty in the Lord. To every single person that's listening to this, your identity in Christ is the fruit that he has given you. And the fruit that God has given us: love, joy, peace, kindness, goodness, gentleness, long-suffering, self-control, faithfulness. We have to really know our character so that we can help others. And when someone says you're stepping out of character, just go back to your fruit. Because people should know you by your fruit.
Yeah.
Your fruit is your character. And Dan, I really appreciate you, man, for letting me be a part of the show. This has been absolutely phenomenal, and it's been great. And as I say it always, it's I will succeed. I want someone to believe. If you can believe just a little bit, 1%, if you can believe just a little bit, you will gain so much. Dan, thank you so much for allowing me to be on the show, man. It has been a true pleasure, and I absolutely love you, man. I really do.
And I love you back. And I appreciate all your words. And as much as lost identity can be scary and can be hard and can be frustrating and can be sad and emotional. I got emotional today. It's emotional, right? It's emotional to see your niece and your nephew feel lost. It's emotional. But we always spin it to a positive. And the best thing I can say to you is I'm so happy that when my niece and my nephew were lost, they talked to me. That's my positive. I'm not happy they're lost. I'm not happy they're sad. But I'm happy that they came to somebody. I'm happy they didn't say to themselves. And the funny thing is, somebody came and interrupted our conversation. And they were like, oh, is Dan preaching at you? And my niece goes, no, we're talking. We're listening to him. We're actually listening to what he has to say. And I thought to myself, well, then there's hope. Because together, I'm not going to be right all the time. You're not going to be right all the time. But together, we can figure it out. And I love the fact that they trusted me enough and trust me enough that whether or not God is in their life every day, that when I said God, they didn't say, no, I don't want to talk about it. They said, okay. And you could tell that they were really listening, and you could tell that they really cared. And like you said, if there's that little tiny bit of hope, that little tiny bit of faith, that little mustard seed of belief, that's all you need. And they have that, and that gives me hope. So as always, Juanita, I love you. Thank you. And to everybody, keep that little bit of faith, that little bit of hope, that little bit of love. It'll grow. It'll grow. And we're always here for you. Juanita, thank you for all you do.
Take care, Dan. If I can, I will succeed, man. Keep believing it. Believe it, because faith of a mustard seed moves mountains. So keep believing.
Take care. And coming from Miss Juanita here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets life. You know, I get emotional. I feel that. You know that. People that listen to the show all the time, you talk about identity. You know, if I'm passionate, I'm passionate. But you know what? As passionate as I am about the things that frustrate, I am more passionate about finding the solution to the things that are frustrating. I'm more passionate about that. Because the problem doesn't go away by talking about it. You address it, right? You discuss it. And then you seek the solution. And I am so grateful for those of you that have faith. Even if it's just a little bit right now. I'm so grateful that you have that, because I can work with a little bit, right? God can work with a little bit. Juanita can work with a little bit. The people that love you can work with a little bit. Just a little bit. I want to thank Greg for his message, too, that came during the annoying moment of the week. Greg had written something to me that I had even forgotten about. You know, I do this show, I speak in the moment, I speak my heart, I speak my mind, I am honest with you always, and whatever I'm feeling in the moment is, you know, it comes out of me. And Greg said, keep baking those cookies, DT. That was an insider deep cut comment from the heart, you know, an insider deep cut from the show. And I had said to him, you know, tell me what you're talking about, jog my memory. He said, from one of your early January wake-up calls that really spoke to me. Not everyone may like the type or style of cookies that you enjoy baking, but you're going to do you and what makes you and those close to you happy. You're going to do you and what makes you and those close to you happy. Right? You might not like the cookies I bake, but you don't have to, right? Because I made them for me and for the people I love. Listen, if I make cookies in my house, that's for me to eat them, right? And I'll share my cookies because, you know, that's who I am. Now, if they're chocolate chip or they're M&M, you know, I'll share them. I will, but, you know, I want to stash them cookies somewhere. But the reality is, you know, Greg, I forgot that I had made that analogy. But I, in the moment, spoke my mind because that's who I am. And it's how I feel. And you remembered that, which to me is incredibly beautiful for me, that anybody could remember anything I said on this show. You know, to be on here every week hoping that something makes a difference, anything makes a difference. Not trying to force something to make a difference, but just, like I said, speaking my mind, sharing my heart, and hoping to help people. And to have you say that to me, Greg, that not only that it moved you, but you remembered it. And you could tell it back to me better than I could tell it to myself. But you're right. I sat here and I said that. You don't bake cookies in your house. If your neighbor doesn't like chocolate chip cookies, oh well. Right? My grandmother made pistachio balls. Not everybody likes pistachio. I do. So if my grandma's like, well, I'm not going to make them for you and I anymore because Sheila down the street and Stacy at church doesn't like them. I don't care about what Stacy and Sheila like for the cookies. These are our cookies. Let's make them in the house. Let's enjoy it. You know? If every single one of you told me, Dan, I hate Moon Knight, I hated the TV show, I don't care. There was an immediate review in that this was a horrible show. I watched it. I watched half of it, and then I went back and watched the whole. I was going to watch the rest of it. I ended up watching it all over again. And I have no qualms with the show. All right? Now, can I fine-tooth comb and say, I wish that was better. I wish he spoke clearer. I didn't understand this part. Yeah, but you can nitpick everything in life. You could go to anybody's green grass and find that one piece of grass that's a little off color. There might be 9 million pieces of beautiful green grass, but you might be able to find the one brown piece, right? And some people spend their whole day, their whole life doing that, finding the one brown piece of grass that's wilted on your lawn instead of looking at the fact the majority of your lawn is beautiful. So, if you told me you didn't like Moon Knight, when I went to school, it wasn't cool to like Marvel. It wasn't cool to like comic books. It wasn't cool to be a fan of Spider-Man. I couldn't go around wearing a Spider-Man jacket because you think someone's going to want to beat you up or fight with you or throw you in a locker. Nowadays, it's normal, right? Stop looking for people to give you your identity. Because I love Spider-Man back then, and I love Spider-Man now, and I love that kids can feel more free to love Spider-Man openly. I wish that was always the case and that people didn't judge. I wish that nobody judged anybody. I would love that. But you didn't make me stop liking Spider-Man. I like what I like. I watch what I watch. I do what I do. I watch Everybody Loves Raymond almost every single night. I don't care anybody's opinion on that. I like watching it. So, you have to be who you are. Bake your cookies. They're your cookies. You bake them in the house, right? If you're a vegan and everybody on your street likes chicken, you don't cook chicken for yourself to fit in with everybody else. You're a vegan. So do what you want to do in your life. Do what makes you happy. As long as you're not deliberately trying to hurt somebody, do what makes you happy. Okay? Listen, the more you succeed, the more people are going to hate you. The more you succeed, the more people are going to want to be you. The more you succeed, the more people are going to be jealous. The more you succeed, the more people are going to be hurt by it. But it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with them. That's not deliberately hurting somebody. Listen, when you date somebody, chances are there's somebody out there that wants to date them, right? So you hurt that person in their mind, right? You took something from them. But it was never theirs. It was never going to be theirs, right? Somebody could look at me and say, Dan, you having a show takes away from me being able to succeed. Because you take up the airwaves and you take this business and you took that and you got this first and you got this idea and that hurt me. I'm not deliberately trying to hurt anybody. I'm trying to pave my own way and I'm trying to give back to God. That's far different than saying, oh yeah, I wanted to hurt somebody today. I said that so that I can make somebody cry. You don't want to do that. And there's times where I could have been better. On this show, off the show. There's times where I could have been better. 100%. 100%. And I'm happy that God woke me up today to be able to do that. To be better. And Greg and I are going to bake the cookies we like. Because Greg remembered and Greg jogged my memory. And Greg said something to me that I greatly appreciate. Because that means that when you're listening to the show, you're actually hearing what I have to say. And, I'm not God. I'm not even close. I'm just grateful if I can help you have a better day, then listen. Then I'm doing his work, and I can sleep at night. Because I will always believe in God, no matter what this world believes. Because that's who I am, and that's what I know. And I know my identity. People didn't always treat me like I belonged, and people still do that. But I know who I am. And I've never become them. You in school might think, okay, well, let me do this. But it never felt right? It never felt right to talk like that. It never felt right to dress like that. If I tried to fit in by being somebody else, it never set right with my stomach. And now, if I don't feel like someone's treating me like I belong, I don't try to be that person. I know better. And you should too. This has been Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver, brought to you by Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay. Be who you are. Because what if today was your last day and you went and you saw God and God said, how'd you spend your last moments? And you said, impersonating somebody else. That would be a horrible way to say goodbye. I'd rather be myself and make mistakes than be perfect impersonating somebody else. It's as simple as that. With that being said, we'll take a step aside here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets that thing called life. I appreciate you tremendously and greatly, and we'll be back with the top dog of the week, honoring Marywood Giving Day, right after this fast break, inside of the Cafe Kubal Studios. In these unique times, there are those in our community that give us a sense of normalcy and positivity. Pizza Man on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville has been here for you for over 35 years and is here now. Call 315-638-1234 or order online at pizzamanbville.com to bring those familiar tastes into your home. And remember to come see our monthly on-site broadcasts centered around the community and our Baldwinsville beats. Pizza Man in Baldwinsville. Any way you slice it, they are always here for you.
This is Jimmer Sikowski, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Cicero, 7916 Brewerton Rd in Cicero, right in front of the Home Depot. I had a deep feeling that God wanted me to do something bigger with my life and to help people, help others. I kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I realized as I was going through the franchise selection process that positively impacting the lives of others was really core to what we do here at Chick-fil-A. First of all, it starts with the food. The food is brought in fresh daily. We bring in local produce. We prepare to order in the kitchen. We hand bread our chicken. We hand spin our milkshakes. It's great food. It doesn't taste like fast food. I think the second thing is the way people feel when they come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's different. We try to treat people with intentional kindness here, which is very different and deeper than good customer service. And so I think it feels remarkable for most people to come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. And then lastly, the impact that we try to have in the community is very different. It's a big part of the expectation of every operator of a Chick-fil-A restaurant is that they're actively engaged in their community, they're a leader in the community, and they're making a difference. When they realize that what we're striving to do is to shine a little light in their life, that's a very, very different experience than you will have in any other quick service restaurant. And it's that remarkable experience that I think people will emotionally connect with.
I'm George Townsend of Honda City with some good advice when buying a new car. The true cost of owning a new car is determined by the appraised value when you trade it. No vehicle appraises higher than a Honda. Next, look for low APRs and deep discounts. You also want low maintenance costs and great fuel economy. That's why my advice to you is to buy a new Honda. Looking pre-owned, visit our Honda Certified Used Car Center. Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard, Liverpool, or HondaCity-CNY.com.
It would be a pity if you don't shop at Honda City.
Our corporate purpose at Chick-fil-A is to glorify God by being faithful stewards of all that's entrusted to us and to positively influence all those who come in contact with Chick-fil-A. And what became increasingly clear from our success in Cicero is that people love Chick-fil-A. And also I think we recognized that, we had a great opportunity to grow the brand and grow our platform. I felt incredibly grateful when I was selected to be a Chick-fil-A operator. I think what it's meant for me, what I've come to realize on a very deep level is that this is a calling for me. It's not a career. It's not a job. The Lord called me to be a Chick-fil-A operator and to use these restaurants to glorify Him and to positively influence other people. I'm blessed. I'm very blessed.
Head to Chick-fil-A Clay on 3974 State Route 31 in Liverpool, New York. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on wakeupcalldt.com, your one-stop sports shop, and on mixlr.com/wakeupcalldt. Of course, you're on YouTube, Facebook, and two places on Facebook, youtube.com/wakeupcalldt and facebook.com/wakeupcalldt, as well as facebook.com/livenowdt. So however you're tuning into the show, thank you so much for being a part of Wake Up Call, where sports meets that thing called life. Always grateful to have you here with us on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, and it is now time to proudly jump into, and appreciate your patience here, jump into the top dog of the week, because typically we want to do that around 10 a.m. Eastern time, but something important to talk about, in lead to continue that conversation, then, continue it we must. Now it's time for the top dog of the week. Our top dog of the week this week is Marywood Giving Day, and all of you amazing people. Listen, Marywood Giving Day, an exciting and awesome thing we get to do every single year. So I am so happy and so thankful for Marywood Giving Day because of how amazing the community, all of you, responded. So I'm talking to each and every single one of you that donated and gave of your time, athletes, the teachers, the administrators, the staff members, President Sister Mary Persico, as well as the Board of Trustees, all of the coaches, once again, and everybody that tried to bring something special to Marywood University. The goal at the beginning of the day this Wednesday, hard to believe it's 2 days ago, the goal of March 30th, 24 hours, was to raise $75,000 for the school as a whole. Marywood University had gotten more than halfway there, less than halfway through the day. They upped the goal and said, okay, let's do a little more. And as I said earlier this week, I was like, I want to see Marywood get to $100,000 total minimum and 1,000 donors minimum. Well, Marywood University during the day said, okay, we hit 75,000. Let's make it 125,000. Let's up our goal for Giving Day as a school. So they upped it to $125,000. They met their new goal after meeting their previous goal. So you get 75 grand, then you add 50 grand onto it, almost double it, and say, okay, now we want to get 50 more thousand. Can we do it? Yes, we can. Not only did they do that, they made over $31,000 over that. Marywood University set out to raise $75,000 on Giving Day and ended the day with over $156,000. I wanted 1,000 donors. They had 1,468. And I'm very proud to be one of the people that can say, I came from Marywood University and that I'm part of this family. I am so grateful to Marywood for all that they've done in my life and everything that they do to help us to have the opportunities to go out there and enjoy being who we are, helping us discover who we are, helping us to know who, and I want to be clear about that. I said don't ask other people, don't ask strangers who you are. Doesn't mean you can't sit with the people that love you the most and they can't remind you. It doesn't mean that they don't remind you. It means that eventually I want you to get to a place where you know yourself inside. You know yourself. You know who you are. And you can talk yourself through that. Because what if your best friend passed away? My grandmother, closest person in my life to me, she always told me who I was. And now she's not physically here to talk to me. So if I didn't practice knowing who I am and supporting that and being strong in that, where would I be right now without my grandmother here, So it's good to have people around you to remind you, and I'm thankful to God for that every single day. It's imperative to be able to tell yourself because you may not always be able to talk to. You know, I've called a loved one before when I really needed some advice or someone to talk me off a ledge, right? To talk to me about something. They weren't available. They might have been on a plane, or they might have been at work, or they might have been in a meeting, or they might have been on a date. Some of them have passed away. So, those that love you will help you. But it's up to you to truly know who you are, because there may come a day where they're not here to tell you. Be it that they passed on, be it that they're busy, be it that they can't get to the phone right now. And you have to know who you are. You have to know who you are. That's important. So, Marywood has guided me in discovering more about myself. I knew who I was at my base, but they helped me to expand on that, to understand myself, to support myself, to love myself, and stick up for myself. Marywood University did a ton for me. And you know I'm not a numbers guy. So I don't share the numbers of how many donors and how much money raised because I'm like, ooh, money, ooh, look at all these people. No. I'm saying it because we set a goal as a community and you responded with love. I'm saying it as a thank you. I'm saying it as a, you can go higher than your wildest dreams, right? Marywood said, let's get to 75,000, and they went over 150. They more than doubled it. Let's set a goal, and then they surpassed the goal. That's why I mention it. I mention it because I'm at a time that we need to see it most, and I mention it because it's one thing to, and I'm so grateful to everybody that helped Marywood to make history. I see those numbers, and that could be any number. It could have said, hey, let's raise 20,000, they got to 40. That's inconsequential. It's the theme of the fact that people gave back in such a big way, and in the last, 9 minutes of Giving Day, it jumped from 120-something to 150-something, and I was blown away. I was like, where did this $20,000, $30,000 come from? You know? So, to me, it's a beautiful thing to see people give back, and especially to the university. That the Arboretum raising a good bunch of money. Everything that they had that you could select to donate to individually, everything got something. And, I want to shout out the baseball team for passing their goal of what they were hoping to achieve. Our head coach was getting ready to have her baby and just had her baby. Shout out to Julie and her husband and their new little one. And God bless always and forever. May you all be healthy, safe, and happy all the days of your life. And may those days be long and fun and go by slowly, so that you can truly enjoy every moment together. And God bless to each and every single one of you, now and always and forever. Amen. In Jesus' name. So not only did field hockey meet and surpass their goal, but they did it at a time where Julie was, having a baby. So, a beautiful thing there for field hockey to do that. Golf passed their goal as well. The Marywood Media Group passed their goal, and obviously I'm a digital media and broadcasting major, so shout out to that. Marywood, I got to help run a bunch of things with campus ministry. I got to work as the male leader of Bible study, was on Search Retreat, was a team member, a leader of Search Retreat, and then also, got to go on the beach retreat and got to go to New Orleans for Operation Helping Hands to help with Katrina relief 8 months after the hurricane hit, and that was down in May 2006. So shout out to Marywood Service Programs that got almost $1,000 more than what they asked for. Men's basketball passed their goal. Men's lacrosse, insane, almost $9,000 raised. They passed their goal. Men's soccer, new head coach Matt Ginto just got hired within the last couple of weeks, and here he is already getting out there and meeting and surpassing their goal, and their goal was a hefty one, so congratulations on that. I want to shout out the Paulette Pozlesny, Paulette Merschel, that you know her as Dr. Merschel, who passed away, and may she be safe and sound in heaven, and may her dying you destroyed our death, and rising you restored our life, God. So, to Dr. Merschel, And, you know, they dedicated this scholarship, a theater arts scholarship in her name. They wanted to raise $5,000. They raised over $6,500 for it, which is beautiful. The President's Innovation Fund, that passed its goal. Residence Life passed its goal. Rugby passed their goal. Shout out to them as well. Softball passed their goal. And, you know, I'm naming a bunch of these. A ton of them met and surpassed their goals. Volleyball surpassed their goal. Women's basketball surpassed their goal by almost $1,000 over. Big shout out to them for that. So, you know, just great. And a lot of money raised. You know, all these teams, just what they brought forward, the amount of money that's coming into Marywood. And listen, you know, at the Division III level, this is a huge thing. You know, you need this help. So they need it drastically because, you know, they don't have that Division I money.
Welcome here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora
so
on
it's definitely
wakeupcalldt.com, your one-stop
to know
shop,
that,
and on mixlr.com.
That was something that people were willing to give to and willing to help with and willing to care for. And so I want to say thank you to everybody that donated. It means the world to me, and I know it means the world to Marywood University. So a big shout out to each and every single one of you. Our top dogs of the week, Marywood University, to everybody that worked on Giving Day, to everybody that asked you to donate, to everybody that donated, to all the students and student athletes, past, present, and future, teachers, past, present, and future, staff members, past, present, and future, presidents, past, present, and future, as well as to all the coaches, past, present, and future, to everybody that has been involved with Marywood University. A heartfelt thank you on Giving Day and always for being so loving, so caring, and so gracious of your time, of your energy, and, you know, of the money that you gave. So thank you to all of you that donated to Marywood University. My big old thanks to each and every single one of you, because it was such a kind thing to do and a selfless act to do as well. So I say thank you to each and every single one of you. We'll be back here on Facebook Live. We're still on YouTube and on mixlr.com/wakeupcalldt. We'll be back on Facebook momentarily here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets life, to bring you coverage of Syracuse Orange Football Pro Day. And I'm very excited to be able to do that with you. So that's all coming up right after this, where sports meets life on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Syracuse Pro Day comes up next here on Wake Up Call. And I am excited to share with you video as well as some numbers on how the gentlemen performed at Pro Day. And, of course, we'll get into also my conversation with Kingsley Jonathan. And really cool to see his mom there. So we'll talk about all that right after this fast break. And we'll be back on Facebook as well, here inside the Cafe Kubal Studios on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Avicoli's, located on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, has been your trusted neighbor for decades. Located just steps from Liverpool High School, we're happy to have the Liverpool Warriors on-site, on-location broadcast at Avicoli's through Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora every single month, featuring student athletes, coaches, and administration throughout the year from Liverpool High School. Head out to Avicoli's today on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch, dinner, and drinks. We'd love to see you out there. And of course, you can call them at 315-622-5100 for takeout, delivery, and catering. That's 315-622-5100. And also find them on myavicolis.com. That's myavicollis.com. Having peace of mind when you're out of town that your furry-loving friend is safe and sound means taking them to Canine Kampground, because we all know that when it comes to the love of our pets, it goes well beyond the call of duty to make sure they're safe and sound. Right, Lily? So take a ride to 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse, New York, and see Canine Kampground and where your dog will be staying, in the classic cabin, the executive cabin, the grand cabin, or of course the luxury cabin, because if you know Lily, you know she loves luxury. Now you don't have to wait to the last minute to find a family member or a friend that'll take your dog for a few days. Call Canine Kampground at 315-299-4013. That's 315-299-4013. Their drop-off and pickup times are Monday through Sunday. Check K9Kampground.com for more information. That's the letter K, the number 9, and Kampground spelled with a K.com. K9Kampground.com.
When you're going out of town, bring your dog to Canine Campground.
PB&J's Lunchbox, the food truck that you love finding all throughout Central and Upstate New York, now has a street-side cafe. So when you're craving their traditional favorites as well as their out-of-box amazing menu items, you can now head to 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. Located just minutes from the highway, the Thruway, Destiny USA, and Onondaga Lake Parkway, PB&J's Lunchbox Street-Side Cafe is there for you Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner all throughout the day. Get breakfast for dinner, dinner for lunch, whatever you fancy, including their award-winning grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Find them at 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. PB&J's Lunchbox, where we love to know what's in your lunchbox. As a patient, what do we want? To be cared for, to be listened to, and to have someone walk us through the process on our path to victory. Victory Sports Medicine and Orthopedics does all of those things beautifully, with Dr. Mark Petropoli leading the team on 791 West Genesee Street in Skaneateles, New York, located minutes from beautiful Skaneateles Lake. Whatever your injury may be from head to toe, preventative care, rehab, physical therapy, laser therapy, and surgery are all available at Victory Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, where they care about us, they listen to us, and they understand that everyone's path to victory is a little bit different. Let them help you on yours by calling 315-685-7544 to make your appointment today. That's 315-685-7544. And find out more information at victorysportsmedicine.com.
Cafe Cabal offers same-day local delivery of our products, offering no delivery charge for Onondaga County. Shop cafecabal.com for fresh roasted coffee beans, cold brew, travel mugs, and all your essential Cafe Cabal needs. Cafe Cabal, coffee for the soul.
This is Amy from Mother's Cupboard, home of the Whole Frittata. We are open daily 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For takeout orders, call 315-432-0942 and tune in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for our monthly food challenge and try our Wake Up Call signature menu item available 7 days a week. Here at Mother's Cupboard, we are Central New York, and it's our honor to serve you.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory remind us that every day is worth celebrating. Find them at 201 Old 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. Open Monday through Saturday in-store and all the time online at maandpaspopcorn.com. Serving our Central New York community and beyond, you can order all throughout the country at maandpaspopcorn.com. And remember to get your tins, which have in-store half-price refills forever. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, available to you for fundraising and all of your events by calling 315-450-6272. That's 315-450-6272. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you? The Millhouse Market, located on 3790 New York 13 in Pulaski, New York, is worth the drive every time. Make sure you make your way out to the Millhouse Market today and every Tuesday through Sunday for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can try all of their amazing menu items, from their homemade breads, as well as their desserts, their quinoa bowls, rice bowls, brick oven pizzas, and sandwiches named after the families that helped to settle today's Pulaski. Ingrained in our community and ingrained in our taste buds, there is nothing like the Millhouse Market, and that's why I feel so thankful and grateful that we're spoiled here in Central and Upstate New York to have them right in our backyard. Make sure that you head over there for their general store with local products from local companies, including different spices and pieces for your kitchen, as well as honeys and syrups, soaps, jewelry, and so much more from local companies where the Millhouse Market is paying it forward to help them. You can also go out to the Millhouse Market for their indoor dining bistro menu that changes every single week. And of course, you can go to their drive-thru window to grab your food and go in a contactless pay and easy way to get your food after ordering on the Millhouse Market app from the Google Play or Apple App Store, where you can download it, or by calling 315-298-4104. That's 315-298-4104. The Millhouse Market, worth the drive every single time to 3790 New York 13 in Pulaski, New York. With that being said, here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, always grateful to have you here with us and happy to be back here on Facebook. Had a little moment here on Facebook. Sometimes Facebook is kind and sometimes Facebook is not. Well, one of those days today. So we're happy to be back here on Facebook and, of course, bringing you Syracuse Pro Day coverage. So I got some exciting videos to share with you from my time on site, on location. I want to thank Syracuse University, the athletic department, the football program, Dino Babers, and the entire team for allowing us to be inside and on location to see Cody Roscoe, as well as Aaron Service, Josh Black, McKinley Williams, Kingsley Jonathan, and Abdul Adams get set for hopes of making it in the NFL draft. And if not the NFL draft, then NFL free agency to get there into camp. So the goal is to be drafted in one of those 7 rounds, and then from there to get an opportunity in camp. So shout out to each and every single one of those gentlemen. They have all been on the broadcast. Josh Black and I have talked for a long time, Aaron Service as well, since they were being recruited. I remember years ago for Josh Black, a long time ago, maybe even longer ago for Aaron Service, Kingsley Jonathan, getting to speak with him as well, and of course Cody Roscoe as he came in to Syracuse and having the opportunity to be around him, Abdul Adams when he came into Syracuse, and of course McKinley for them, and elated about the opportunity that they have to potentially to share their stories, share their numbers, and what's gone on here as well. And I got my list here of the teams that were on site that I saw at Syracuse Pro Day. So here's a list of teams that were there at Syracuse. Make sure you write them down if you need to. The Chargers, the Cowboys, the Chiefs, the Giants, the Colts, the Packers, the Bills, the Lions, the Jets, the Titans, and your new name, Washington Commanders, were all on site at Syracuse Pro Day 2022 that I saw of here. So Syracuse Pro Day, once again, seeing the Lions, the Jets, the Commanders, the Titans, the Bills, the Packers, the Colts, the Chiefs, the Cowboys, the Chargers, and the Giants were all on site taking a look at Syracuse's potential NFL players, which I hope that every single one of them gets a look and an opportunity in the NFL. With that being said, I want to give a look to each of these, and I have some video, so we'll jump into my Aaron Service video first here for you to get an opportunity to see Aaron Service on site here and, getting to do some things as he had the opportunity to hike the ball and have some work at center here so they could see how he hiked it, how he delivers the ball, and how he moves from there. And then we get to see some of his footwork here with some backpedaling and directional pieces where their hand-eye coordination has to be there, and they have to be able to move quickly and then run it out at the end. So getting to see Aaron Service here, the left tackle, right tackle, and center for Syracuse in his time with the Orange, which could pay off dividends for the Wisconsin-based offensive lineman in the NFL. I said Aaron Rodgers needs somebody to block for him. Why not Aaron Service coming from the great state of Wisconsin? And getting an opportunity now to see McKinley Williams as he did some drills here to show his ability to obviously strike and be able to move in and out, show his direction, how hard he hits, and then coming around the edge and getting his arm up and coming around the other side. And then, of course, to get to see some footwork by McKinley Williams as well, interior defensive lineman for Syracuse, who his teammates call Bear. Next one up here to take a look at, I want to jump to Kingsley Jonathan, and we get to see Kingsley Jonathan here and what he did at camp as well. Get to see some of his footwork and his ability to get back and forth and then run it out. And then also to get to see his strike and how he comes around the edge as well and gets his arm up. And we'll see another piece of that with Kingsley Jonathan as we continue to watch my coverage here of Syracuse Orange Football Pro Day. I did have a conversation with Kingsley Jonathan after the fact. We got the opportunity to speak with him in a group setting, and I got to ask him a couple questions. We'll go back to that momentarily, but not before we take a look at Abdul Adams here, the only running back for Syracuse here and the only skill player on offense for Syracuse here at Pro Day. So we'll take a look at Abdul and his footwork and his ability to cut with a defender right in front of him. We'll also take a look at his ability to catch out of the backfield as well, which is extremely imperative to look at his hands, his hand-eye coordination, and his ability to take those quick passes out of the backfield as the running back is extremely valuable. And if you want to make a team with, all the running backs that are in the NFL and all the people that they can go out and get that have had experience, you want to make it, then you got to be able to obviously get out of the backfield and catch the ball. And I want to go here too as well, is that Abdul actually ran through this very quickly, and the ball actually took a little while to get to him, and he was able to stay with it and stay under it. So he actually got down the field faster than he needed to here and waited a second for the ball. So I want to credit him with that, and also, take a look again at Abdul Adams here on this play, and just his ability to come off quick right by the line of scrimmage, catch that ball and go, and catch it by turning his head and getting it over his shoulder, which is not the easiest grab to make. We see these guys do it all the time, which makes people think it's easy. And just because you see somebody do it a million times over doesn't mean it's easy. It means it's easy for them, arguably. So a shout out to Abdul with some difficult catches here. And now getting a chance to take a look at Cody Roscoe, who I thought, in my opinion, looked the best in camp of everybody. The way that Cody Roscoe was, his body type, just what he's done with himself. He's a defensive lineman. And to me, he's played on DN for Syracuse. I feel like he has actually built his body now to be a linebacker and to have the opportunity to be standing up when it comes to this, and many times you hear them say good rep on that, and a bunch of times they were complimenting Cody Roscoe on his play here as the Chargers. You get to see McKinley here, and you get to see Cody, and you get to see Kingsley Jonathan here as well, running this one out. And it's just, honestly, it was a great day to come and see it. I just loved it. I'm a student of the game. I could have sat there all day and watched it, and I know, some people, they might be like, oh, okay, these are just drills. I love it. And when you care about the people that are involved in the drills and you care about their future, it makes it a whole lot easier to want to stand there for a couple hours and get to see what they're doing. But Cody Roscoe, like I was saying before, he definitely, in my opinion, he made some, I would like to think he made some contacts here at Pro Day. And, the way that he's changed up his body and just what he's done. And even Kingsley Jonathan as well. These guys looking like they can be put in a situation where we could see, Kingsley Jonathan and Cody Roscoe. I think great. His footwork to me was the best of any player I saw at Pro Day this year for Syracuse. I thought his footwork was tremendous. I thought his hand-eye coordination was good. I thought his strike was good. I don't think he did anything bad. I think there was one drill where he might have knocked over a cone when he came around the corner. A couple guys had done that, and then he corrected it after that. But, nobody's perfect. But Cody, in my opinion, really, the way his body looks, the way his stature is, I think that he's set himself up to be, an up lineman, so to speak, where you could play DN or be a hybrid outside linebacker. I think he's put his body in a place where he could be upright instead of having his hand in the dirt. His strike was there. He was powerful. His footwork was good. His speed was good. I mean, everything was good. I honestly, he was running out there like a wide receiver or a running back would run out of the backfield. His body type looked the part. His athleticism and his power looked good. And his footwork was the best of any player I saw of any position at Syracuse. So I would be baffled to not see Cody Roscoe in a camp. I'd love to see him drafted, but definitely get to see him in a camp as well. So want to give a shout out to them. And I also want to give a shout out to their numbers here, as I got an opportunity to share with you some numbers for the ones that were given to us. Not everything was given to us, but some of these numbers obviously made public here. And so we can take a look at what some of these numbers have been for Syracuse or for these gentlemen. And so I do want to take some time to get into this once again. So McKinley Williams, to look at his, he benched 30. His vertical was a 30-inch vertical, and his shuttle was 4.76 for the interior D lineman. And then we'll take a look here at Abdul Adams, who's definitely worked on making his body one giant rock of a body. His 40-yard dash was 4.58, and his vertical was a 35-inch vertical. His shuttle was 4.28. His broad jump was 10 feet 5 inches, and his bench was 21. So that coming to you for Abdul Adams. Kingsley Jonathan, as a D lineman, potential linebacker, ran a 4.75 40-yard dash. Good for him on that. His vertical, 34.5-inch vertical. His shuttle was 4.44, and his broad jump was 10 feet. His bench was 29. And then I want to get to Cody Roscoe's numbers. Cody Roscoe, as a D lineman, a potential linebacker, his 40-yard dash was a 4.8. His bench was 33, which he actually said, I think he said he had gotten 39 before that. His shuttle was 4.32. His broad jump was 9 feet 8 inches, and his 3-cone was 7.0. So good for all these guys. Those are some numbers to let you know. And I don't want to have the last word of today's show. I want Kingsley Jonathan to have that when we talk about Pro Day. So here's Kingsley Jonathan once again. And this is when I had the opportunity to speak with him.
Kingsley, to have one more ride with everybody here, with your brothers one more time, just what you can say about leaving it on the field in this Pro Day.
Oh yeah, it felt really good for this to be my last time in this indoor field. And I'm just happy like the guys get to see me and see like, okay, this is the next step for them. So they focus up on what they need to do and like looking forward for them to be in the same position, so being an example for them that they can get there.
Message to NFL GMs out there as we head toward the draft.
I'm coming with a lot to offer, man, and I just need one opportunity to show you what I got.
Coming with a lot to offer, and I just need one opportunity to show you what I got. I'm coming with a lot to offer, and I just need one opportunity to show you what I got. Kingsley Jonathan. It's a blessing that these guys all came here. Listen, Abdul Adams, I feel like we didn't get to see enough of him. Cody Roscoe, I wish we had more of him. Kingsley Jonathan, Josh Black, and Aaron Service, we were spoiled to have them the whole time. So, and to get a COVID-free year. So, just amazing to be able to be around these gentlemen, and I appreciate them tremendously and thank them all and wish them all the best. And hopefully we'll be staying in touch with them all. So I know that, like I said, they've all been on the show, and I'd love to have them all back. Kingsley Jonathan, shout out to his mom. I've never met her, and she must have, through social media or talking to Kingsley, saw it, and that means the world to me, because normally, families stay away from the media because the media is not always nice to their kids, and I pride myself on being the opposite. I pride myself on if things aren't going well and there's something constructive to say, you say it constructively. You never criticize destructively. You never personally attack. And, if you're ever in that world, you got to stop and do better. And so with Kingsley Jonathan and with any of the players, I always want them to do well. I always want them to succeed from before they even step on campus. So to see his mom there, to see her smile. And she was like, "What's up, Dan?" And like, that meant the world to me. She gave me a big hug. She asked me how I was doing. Never met her before. And so, to only know her through my work, that makes me feel good that she was so kind and so welcoming. So hopefully that means that I'm, doing a job that I can be proud of, that my grandparents would be proud of, and my parents, and hopefully God, because I don't do it just for me. And you always hope that, people get the message. And Greg today obviously shared that, and that means more to me than I can say, and it is, when you see grandparents and parents and brothers and sisters and girlfriends and boyfriends and best friends and teammates and schoolmates and whoever, that can say, or teachers that are like, "Oh yeah, you cover such and such," like that means the absolute world to me, because I'll never forget when Missy Schaefer said to me when she was like, "Oh, I read all your guys' stuff, and after today I won't anymore." And obviously she laughed, but, and she's kidding, but Missy was always good to me. And even after Schaefer left, Missy spoke with me and was kind, and because I know it was a really hard time for their family. Wolf is still on the show. I've spoken with Elsa, talked with her when she was getting her driver's license, and obviously Scott Schaefer I've respected all the way through. So, I appreciate that. I appreciate Dino coming out to Pro Day. I was happy that he was there. I want to thank all the teams for being there. I want to thank the coaches for being there. It was great to see the new coaching hires be there for Syracuse. It was great to see, that the new coaches that Dino Babers has brought onto the staff wanted to come out and support these kids, because these kids aren't their kids, and yet they still wanted to be there, and that shows a family aspect. So I appreciate that. And once again, I want to give a proud thanks to the Commanders, the Titans, the Lions, the Jets, the Bills, the Packers, the Colts, the Chargers, the Cowboys, the Chiefs, and the Giants. And if I missed anybody, my apologies. It's not on purpose, but I want to thank all those teams that came out to see Syracuse, to give them an opportunity at playing in the NFL. So with much love, I'm not done talking about it by any stretch of the imagination, and I'll be resharing my specials with Josh Black, Aaron Service, and Kingsley Jonathan, because we got to do some really cool things. So I'll be resharing those with you so you can get to know them, and NFL scouts can get to know them as well, and GMs and whatnot, if they're searching up these guys, especially after Pro Day. So I'll be sharing all those on my social media outlets, and so definitely check them out. You can also go to youtube.com/wakeupcalldt directly and subscribe, and you can look up on my channel itself, you can look up my conversations with Kingsley Jonathan and Josh Black, and then my Aaron Service one is audio, and I will share that as well. So, and you can find that on wakeupcalldt.podbean.com. So make sure you check out all of it, and make sure you support these kids, these young men, and God bless, and many hopes that they, get to live out this NFL dream. And shout out to all the families, including Kingsley Jonathan's awesome mom. So with that being said, on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, we thank you for tuning in every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time on youtube.com, facebook.com, and mixlr.com, all /wakeupcalldt, on facebook.com /livenowdt, and on wakeupcalldt.com's homepage. We thank you for being a part of the show. Also want to thank you for going to our archive, checking it out, and connecting with us on Stitcher, Spotify, MixLR, TuneIn, YouTube, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts, iHeart, and Podbean. All you have to do is go to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on any one of those. Search Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, or one word, Wake Up Call DT, and you'll find us there. And a big proud thank you to all of our Central and Upstate New York partners and beyond: Cafe Cubal, Carvel DeWitt, the Wildcat Sports Pub, PB&J's Lunchbox, Canine Camp Dog Daycare, Avicoli's, Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory on 201 Old 7th North Street in Liverpool. Get your popcorn ready and kettle corn ready for the Final Four this weekend. Get it ready for all of the awesome action that we have in men's and women's athletics, and of course in general. And you can go to maandpazpopcorn.com anywhere in the United States and have it shipped to you. A Canine Campground Dog Boarding, Millhouse Market, Pizza Man, Honda City of Liverpool, Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, Victory Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, and Mother's Cupboard, where we just got to do the exclusive breaking news hiring of Clay Gagan Sherman as the new men's basketball head coach for the Bryant and Stratton College Bobcats. And a big shout out to the whole family that has been so supportive, so amazing, and fantastic that day as well at Mother's Cupboard, as we got to not only have a great meal that Clay wanted that grilled chicken sandwich, but that we got to do the exclusive from on-site at Mother's Cupboard. So a big shout out to Pete, Amy, and the entire team there. With that being said, Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora is also your proud exclusive multimedia marketing partner of your Lemoyne College Dolphins. It's Fins Up every Wednesday on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora and all throughout the month. On Wednesdays, you can set it and have it every single week. We are here Wednesdays at 9 a.m. Eastern Time to start off the broadcast. So definitely check it out and be a part of Lemoyne's wonderful storytelling when we have AD and DT every first and third Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, exclusively on Wake Up Call, featuring Athletics Director Bob Beretta, as well as myself, speaking on topics that have to do with Lemoyne and the growth, expansion, and successes, as well as the incredible stories and the love of family and Jesuit background, foundation, and love for God that comes from Lemoyne. So loved having those conversations, always with Bob Beretta. And of course, on every second and fourth Wednesday of each month, you'll be inside of Dolphin Dive, where we dive into the stories of student athletes, coaches, as well as staff members, future Dolphins, and alumni, speaking about why Lemoyne and what their journey has been like, to give you a truly unedited, uninterrupted, real conversation with the incredible people that make up the Lemoyne community. You can get all of our content by going to the Lemoyne tab on wakeupcalldt.com. And of course, you can go to youtube.com/wakeupcalldt and connect with us there and subscribe and get our Lemoyne content. And for more information, go to LemoyneDolphins.com. Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora is also the proud multimedia marketing partner of your Marywood University Pacers exclusively. And we have Pacer Pride every Friday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. This Friday, today, we've moved it to the following Monday, as we want to make sure that we bring you the exclusive conversation with Matt Ginto, who is the new head coach for men's soccer, and he is out recruiting. So typically every Friday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, the Pacers bring us into the weekend. We'll have our special with Matt Ginto this Monday, and you can get all of our specials with the Pacers inside of Pacer Pride by going to the Marywood tab on wakeupcalldt.com, bookmarking it and saving it, and of course by subscribing to us on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt and getting the content there. Check out more information at marywoodpacers.com. And a big shout out once again to all of you who made history in Marywood, more than doubling their goal for Giving Day and having over 1,400 donors this year, and that every single individual fund received something from someone. So thank you for your kindness, your generosity, your community-based love, your faith, and your want to see Marywood succeed. I appreciate it very much, and I know they do too. Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora is the proud multimedia marketing partner as well, exclusively, of your Bryant and Stratton College Syracuse Bobcats. The Bobcat Buzz comes to you all throughout the month, and we just did our exclusive sit-down Bobcat Buzz special for Mother's Cupboard to announce for the first time ever Clay Gagan-Sherman as the new head coach of men's basketball, shifting over from creating the women's basketball program, and now is the second coach ever for men's basketball with the Bobcats of Bryant and Stratton here in Syracuse. We have also done a special with Nick Dmitrievsky this week, which you can go back and watch on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. You can get all the content as well as what's coming up this Monday with Alex Grigorita by staying close here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Obviously going to the BSC SYR page that stands for Bryant and Stratton Syracuse, that is on wakeupcalldt.com, and by finding us on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt and clicking subscribe. And I am so grateful and so thankful that we've gotten to do so many great things in as of today, just 2 months' time, we've been able to do incredible things and just history. I mean, the first time the men's basketball team ever made the national tournament for the USCAA. The women's basketball team made it again. I was there for selection show. I got to talk to the women's basketball student athletes for the first time. We got to do a roundtable discussion with Nick Dimitrievsky, Alex Grigorita, Sean Peak, Dan Frisina, and Clay Gagan-Sherman to start things off. We just did a special about leadership with Nick Dimitrievsky and who he is and what makes him tick, and just, to me, a very honest and fruitful conversation with a lot of meat to it, a lot, about his journey and who he takes from, and giving credit where credit's due, and just growing and blossoming and being a student of the game and a student of life. And I just really appreciated the conversation with Nick. We have a great one coming up with Alex. We've done exclusives. We just had the Dan Frisina exclusive that we did on site at PB&J's Lunchbox on 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York, on the heels of Dan Frisina deciding to move forward from the men's basketball program that he created 5 years ago. So, I mean, what we've done with the Bobcats in 2 months has been a year's worth of just incredible stories, and that's because of the awesome people I get to work with. So I'm very excited to see everything we'll do coming up. And you can, of course, get more information by going to syracuse.bscbobcats.com. With that being said, here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets that. Thank you for tuning in. I want to thank Carvel DeWitt for the annoying moment of the week. I want to thank Juanita Ward for joining me for Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver. I want to thank Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay for bringing you Lead, presenting it. I want to thank Canine Kamp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding for the top dog of the week that we do every week at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to start off the second hour of Wake Up Call exclusively. And, of course, I want to thank Marywood University and everybody that gave for Marywood Giving Day. And, of course, I want to thank, for Syracuse Pro Day coverage, I want to thank Syracuse Athletics, Syracuse University. I want to thank Tyler and the entire team there for allowing us in. I want to thank Dino Babers and the staff. And, of course, I want to give thanks to all the NFL teams that came out to scout these awesome players that I've gotten to know over the years and build friendships with that go beyond football, and will always be there. And definitely, I want to give thanks and a shout out and much love to Cody Roscoe, Kingsley Jonathan, Josh Black, Aaron Service, Abdul Adams, and McKinley Williams, and wish them all the best as they step forward. So, with that being said, find us on the socials: Facebook at Wake Up Call DT, Twitter at Call DT, Instagram at Wake Up Call _DT, and of course, thank you to Cafe Kubal for being our proud studio partner exclusively here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets that thing called life. Always grateful to be here with you and to be able to support Cafe Kubal, a local place where you can fill your cup up right every single day. So thank you to each and every single one of you. And of course, as always, God bless, no stress, do your best. Excited for our photo shoot at Carvel DeWitt and to unveil to you exactly what we're making. Cannot wait. Make your own cookies, eat your own ice cream, live your own life, and be proud to be who you are. I love you all. I appreciate y'all.